Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos where we take a look at the various Senate elections going on around the country in this cycle. And this time it's off to the great state of Illinois, and we are going to take a look at the Senate seat currently held by Democratic Senator Dick Durbin. Durbin is the second ranking Democrat in the Senate, and he has held that position since 2005. Durbin is serving in his fourth term, first elected to the Senate in '96. Prior to that, he served in the House of Representatives from 1983 until 1997, at which point he moved across the Capitol to the Senate. Durbin won re-election in 2014 by about almost 11 percentage points. 10.86% was Durbin's winning percentage in 2014. Hillary Clinton won the state by just over 17 percentage points in 2016. In this election, I predict that Joe Biden will win the state of Illinois. On election night, some may see that the votes are coming in and all of the southern Illinois counties are red, but there's going to be a little sliver of blue up in the northeastern corner of the state, and that is where the people live. And that is where your major population centers is, and that is going to provide the basis for Joe Biden's victory in the state. People vote. Land doesn't vote. So just a quick FYI there. Land doesn't vote, but people do. And where the people are in Illinois, they vote overwhelmingly Democratic. Donald Trump will win some congressional districts in the state, but I see no scenario in which Donald Trump wins statewide in Illinois. It would take something very dramatic and earth-shaking for Trump to be able to pull off a victory in Illinois, in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at the two candidates. As I said, the Democratic nominee will be, no surprise, the current incumbent, Senator Durbin. And the Republican nominee is Mark Curran, the former sheriff of Lake County, Illinois. And if you go on the ballots cast in the primaries, Democratic candidates received about 1.4 million votes, and the Republicans received 495,168. And that translates to 74% cast for Democratic candidates and 25% for Republicans. I think that when all the votes are counted in this election, in the general election, that is, that the Democratic candidate will have the most votes, which will be Senator Durbin, and Senator Durbin will be reelected to his fifth term in the United States Senate. So I predict Senator Durbin is reelected, and this, of course, will be a Democratic hold. This race, I don't see being competitive at all. It's not making any national news at the moment. And it seems that the Republican candidate is really waging a faltering campaign. I haven't seen anything from his camp that would lead you to suspect that they might pull an upset victory at all. And it's not a race that's being promoted by Republican media or Republican operatives. I'm sure in the state of Illinois that Republican outlets and talk radio is talking up this race as if it's neck and neck, but they're deceiving their listeners. This race is not going to be close at all, and I don't think Mark Curran has any illusions that he is going to be the next senator from the state of Illinois. He's more, so to speak, the sacrificial lamb that the Republicans have put on the ballot to stay competitive statewide in later races and keep relevance. But Illinois State Republican Party generally does better in statewide races and midterm elections. They have won some statewide elections and midterm elections. In 2010, they won a Senate seat, but it was won by a Democratic senator when that seat came up for re-election in 2016. In 2014, they won the governor's race, but they lost that seat in the 2018 midterm elections. And they have been in the minority in the state house since 1997. Republicans held it for 2 years when it went, and then it went back to Democratic control. This is a very Democratic state, and a state in which Republicans are beginning to falter in. And it's really used to be a state that was a swing state. It's the state that gave America two of its most popular and well-known politicians. On the Republican side, Abraham Lincoln, and on the Democratic side, obviously, former President Barack Obama. So that's my thoughts on this race. I'll see y'all later.